it's gone as far as it's going to go. So we're always going to be the underdog, so to speak. How I fell in love with electronic music. I don't know, it's from, it's being an MC really. I think it's evolved from when I started MCing, learning or experiencing new genres of music, and starting with drum and bass and jungle music, going into then house and garage in the UK, which is a very popular predominant, it's a UK sound, which is you hear. And then when you come to the Netherlands or anywhere else in Europe, then you get to experience, Mark Knights and the Sashers and all these guys, it was a house scene. But I got to learn about electronic music after moving to Holland and meeting guys like Fedde Le Grand or Chucky. Yeah, I think drum and bass was something with my late teens, early 20s, garage my mid-20s, 30s. And then coming to Holland, yeah, I kind of... you say a lot less, you could just add a little bit here, add a little bit there. I think it felt more relaxing to me. What was happening in Holland at that time was very interesting, with a lot of producers coming through, and I just really liked the sound. And, also working with Sensation as well, it's one of the best concepts going worldwide. And it was just, because the UK thing was very dark, it was grimy, it was very, it was ghetto, and electronic music just seems, you'd meet everybody from around the world, different walks of life, cultures and everything else, and it just felt natural to start hosting on that genre of music. So, yeah. To deal with the different genres as an MC, because I have done the drum and bass, I have a reggae background, the jungle or the bubbling dancehall, we call it, and then to be doing electronic or doing a techno party. It's more of it's a discipline, I think. And you also, it's not easy. You need to have some kind of talent, because if you're doing drum and bass or doing something where you have to be talking all the time, if people that are used to that genre of music, if they're used to a good MC, you need bars. You need to be able to spit lyrics that can fill if you listen to the drum and bass guy, they spit 16 bars and take a breath and they go again. It's more vocals than it is music. But then if you work with a DJ, I don't know, like a Solomon or Eric Murillo or Deep Dish, maybe they're like, or Yoris Spawn or somebody, you say one thing in 45, 50 minutes where the crowd needed a little pick-me-up, and they'll look at you and go, oh, thank you, that's nice, and I'll put the mic down and I'll see you in another hour. So that's the discipline. If you've got the skills, then you can hold the mic and run it and make the crowd go bonkers. But then the discipline is, at the same time, can you shut your mouth and less is more, so to speak. I don't know. I kind of enjoy that. I enjoy the being able to spit the bars, but then enjoy just, if you say one, it's like you come in, you say one thing, the crowd goes bananas, you put the mic down and you disappear, but the DJ's happy, the crowd's happy. And so I saw so many people try and do it, and then the DJ's going, oh, you had a chance, and just shut up. I think timing as an MC is very important, Can you learn it? That's difficult. Practice makes perfect. I'll give you an example, which I try to say to other people, as in, you have it or you don't have it. You can read a break. You can also see it now on the mixers, the Pioneer mixers. You can see when the break's going to finish, so you can 3, 2, 1 it in, or when to say. You can say a hype moment. But it's what for me is like Sensation, and you can be at the side of the arena, and you have to navigate 10,000 people to get to this podium. You've never heard the DJ play this set before, but you have to go on the stage, address half the stadium with one sentence, maybe do another sentence on the other side, finish what you're saying, the drop comes, the crowd goes bang, and you're off the stage already. I don't know if you can teach somebody that, It seems to be very easy to MC now. It's 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, put your hands up, this. The skill seems to be a dying out thing. Hence you hear a lot of DJs on the microphone now, because they're like, why am I paying you when I can do that myself? The skill seems to be dying out. So is timing more important now? I don't know. I've had a couple of collaborations with DJs. I think now it's more popular to have to team up with a DJ as an MC because it's so important. It's a lot of social media, filming gigs, live streams and whatever else, and the pressure to have the maximum effects with the crowd, the impacts, and look like a well-oiled machine. That you'd rather work. I think the DJs rather work with one guy that knows the set inside out. If there's any drops, if there's any special moments where they can have crowd participation involved, then it's a lot more. Yeah, it's more necessary now. So there is a lot of collaborations or guys working together. I think I've worked with the best in Holland. With Fedor Legrand or with Chucky or La Fuente, and. But then for me, that becomes monotonous then. It becomes too repetitive. It's not fun anymore. You need to have, it's nice to listen to new mixes or a new style. You can't just play the same set over and over again. It's, I don't know. It's like eat, sleep, rave, repeat. It's just the same thing. So I'm not sure if that's a great thing. But as I said, the social media thing, it's so much pressure on having a great set. The views and everything is so important now that it's like a rock show. It's different than just playing your set and having a good time, and it's too much pressure. Because of the social media, we're more restricted to being wild because, as I said, now your viewing, your audience is so much bigger. And who the hell wants 2,000 negative remarks of, shut your mouth, that we're all here for the DJ. So I wouldn't say it's scripted, but that's a discipline that you have to have again, is in pick, if you have an hour set, a lot of the DJs on the big festivals, they play an hour set or 45 minutes. 4 sentences in an hour on on main stage, that's more than enough, So, yeah. To be spontaneous, I don't know. They're all doing sit downs now, and the crowd's jumping 4 steps to the right and 4 steps to the left. I don't know. It would be nice. It's different than in a club. You can pull up the music, you can stop, or you can actually have more interaction with the crowd. But on the big stages, then it's autopilot, to be honest. I wouldn't say my life or the style has changed because of the impact social media has had on the dance scene. I think I came to this country to MC, and there was 4 or 5 MCs, Nicky Nicole, Vikakova, Bunty, Marksman, Stretch, Spider. And now if you look now how many MCs there are, I went to MC Bottle, Masters of Ceremonies it was called, and all these MCs from Holland. There was like 30, 40 kids there. And that's just the ones in Amsterdam or Almere, Rotterdam. It's changed a lot. So I don't think it's an exclusive thing anymore. I think, every club has an MC now. It's crazy. I had high hopes of where I thought I could take it because I came in last. I thought, I'm going to charge more money. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do more tracks. I'm going to, And it's just, with the volume of MCs now, just seems, and I think it's more cool, sorry to say this, but it seems more quantity instead of quality. Is that it's gone as far as it's going to go. It's so we're always going to be the underdog, so to speak. Okay, we don't play music, we're not famous songwriters, singer-songwriters, but I do think an MC nowadays has an important part of an evening if it's done in the right way. Will you get the recognition for it? I don't know. So, just social media changed? No, because my stats aren't high, and I don't want to be giving content of bullshit just to get fans. It's one of the most personal things you can do because a DJ can play somebody else's production, somebody else's track. It could be a pre-recorded mix, and it's an MC. It's if you be yourself, it's from you. It's a very personal thing that you give the crowd. I've had a good run, because I just turn up at the club. I don't have my own mic. I fly all around the world. I pick up the mic. And for some reason, people are like, well, hey, the energy that you give is something that we appreciate, and I think everyone else is going to have a good time. So there's a mic, here's a bottle of vodka, and let's have a good one. I think to stay on top of the game for so long, I enjoy it, man. That's the reason why I'm still here. I enjoy it. And I've been lucky. I've been very lucky. I'm very grateful to the guys I've worked with and the opportunities that have been given to me. You know, ID&T have gave me an opportunity to work all around the world, which keeps it very interesting. I can't imagine if I had a residency in Breda or Tilburg every Friday, Saturday, I'd still be doing this. I'd be like, yeah, I'd have to hang up the mic someday. But I get to travel. I'm now going to start working on some productions, which will keep it interesting for a couple more years. In my penultimate years, bow out gracefully. And then I think you can't get too fat. You've got to keep yourself in shape. Beige don't age, black don't crack, as they say. What does it take to be a great DJ? It depends. I mean, I worked on a party. I've been working that long here in Holland and the rest of the world, and I worked at a party this summer. And two guys that are probably 10 years older than me, and I was like, they just blew my head. I can't remember the name, they're from France. And they just blew my head. And they're probably 55, 50, in their early 50s. I mean, Carl Cox also. It's just to evolve and keep changing with the times, I think. But to be at that age, and I'd been on the party for 2 days already, and they just came and it was the best set so far. It was amazing. So as long as you can, I don't know, just last, not just be a flash in the pan. I mean, like, if you last more than a decade and you're still at that top level, then I think it's good. You've got to love what you do. It's changed now because it's all jumping around and all this kind of stuff and standing on DJ booths and jumping off with this, I don't know, it's different now. The old school boys are still Mark Knight also, you know, he's been around for ages. It's different now. I think the digital age has changed the market, changed the whole industry. Wow, you know, everything's synced. The mixes are synced, you know. Well, okay, let's just switch to when I came to Holland or when it was DJing. I worked with some urban guys, and there'd be 6 of us carrying crates of vinyl. You know, like from the car to the club, and you know, you'd have a selection, and you have to be more technically skilled to do good sets. And now, you know, or let's go back even to reggae with, you know, what was your signature? If you had a sound clash where 2 sound systems were competing against each other, you would then go into the studio, press a disc record on an acetate dub plate, and that was your thing. It was more exclusive. Now these DJs are like, click, the USB sticks are in. They got, I think 1 USB can do 3 Pioneer decks. And it's all synced, you know, it goes around, just starts. It's so much easier. So it's a lot easier to be a DJ now. It's not so hard. I begged my parents for a pair of 1210s. Begged. But they were like, no. I think it's a lot easier to have the Pioneer set up in your house, or, you know, the times of going to the record shop and standing there, you got anything new in? And you stand there and you go, yeah, they got this new one. That the record shop is practically gone now, hasn't it? It was raw with the vinyl. You know, there was a lot more, it seemed a bit more real. Now it's, or maybe because I've been emceeing for another 10 years since then, or 20 years almost. I'm just old and I haven't seen the change, but I remember that back in the day it was just raw, man. Good energy. There is good energy now, but it just feels different. It just feels like, but that's also the social media thing also. You have more fans now, they follow you, they're going to turn up before you. We didn't have so much social media going on, so we just like, hey, and we get on with our business, we do our performance. But as I said, if it was vinyl, it was sent to you, or you had to go to the record shop and get it. How do you put a set together if you have to get vinyl? You know, you can't just do your little edit, your little mix-up, what you can do on, you can't do a Beyonce vocal of whatever's hype in the charts now. You go, oh, well, I've got a hit, let me just put that vocal on make my own little edit or remix of it, and then I'm playing it 4 hours later in the club. You couldn't do that. You had to prepare your set or have a selection of vinyls in your box where you were going to smash the crowd with. Now it's, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I mean, if you already did your work, you want to execute, okay, this guy's gone and done his own little mixes and things, but it just seems, Is it less impersonal then? I don't know. I think working with Sensation for the last 11 years, and I hope we can do 11 more again. It's taught me a lot. You know, it's it's been my best clients. I think I've been welcomed into a family. The creativity of how these guys have taken Sensation from, I think the first one was 2000, no? And they've come from, this is a crew from Landsmeer, a load of gabbers from just outside Amsterdam with their hardstyle events and things. And then to come up with this concept and just to keep changing every year and getting better and better and better. And then being able to take it worldwide and to bring me with them. You know, I got to see the world because of these guys, you know, and to be a part of the world's leading dance events. One night, you know, one stage. I've worked with some of the best DJs in the world, met some amazing people. It's given me unforgettable experiences that definitely keep me grounded. And I also, one of the things about the discipline also of shutting up, you know, especially on such a big stage, you know, was a guy called Sander Vermeulen. He's the creative director of the shows. And I remember if I was a little bit inebriated towards the end, I'd start, it was getting more, let's say some people had left already. And I would try and overcompensate for people leaving, going, yeah, if I do more, then people will stay or you get more energy. And he would say to me, if I give you 10 bullets, then you're going to have a maximum effect with the 10 bullets. You start doing 20, 30, then people are just like, shut up. So just give us the maximum effect that we want after 10. And you don't have to think you're not doing enough, you know? And that was nice of him, and I've always took that with me. It gave me a lot of confidence as well when you work with a team like that, you know, because they're very professional, they know what they're doing, and when they say, you're our guy, then that's an amazing feeling, gives you a bit of confidence, inflate your chest a little bit. Or, I don't know, I know it's a lot of hard work. I think it's like several months just to get ready for one event. I think ID&T seem to have got it sussed, you know, with Mysteryland, Sensation, Q-Dance, Thunderdome. The guys from Alder in Holland, they're also doing some great things with Flying Dutch, and they're such big events. But to be honest with you, it's something I've been thinking about a lot recently, and it's something maybe I want to get into myself, because rather than be the performer, I think when you do it right as an event organizer, it can give people unforgettable memories. If it's done right, you know, gives DJs unforgettable. Everybody involved has a great time, apart from the people that are working behind the bars or whatever else, you know. If it's done bad, you know, you're also unforgettable. I think it's why I would like to get involved in the business after this, is because rather than perform and give great moments, but to give them an experience where, you know, people will go to Woodstock, they went there all the time, or people will go to Glastonbury all the time because it's done right. I'd like to do that. I think you've got to care about it. You can't just say, I'm going to do it for the money, you know. I think I love Mysteryland. I think that's one of my favourites, you know, because the location's great. Every genre of music is almost there, and there's just little things that somebody must have thought, people are going to love this, you know, it's going to add to their day. I think if you just care about what the people want, rather than, you know, so many promoters want to do things just for the money. You know, yeah, well, I don't want to go to work. This is something, I have a little bit of setup money I want to tick over. There's no budget to pay the artists. They don't give a shit about the artists. They just want to tick it over and just make a bit of money to pay the hypothec or pay their rent. And I think that's sad, you know. People that actually care about what people experience in a day, that makes a great organiser. And really put the people first, you know. I think that if you have to care about the people, so I'd say that would be the most important thing as a great event organiser or promoter. I don't know, I've missed doing the club scenes actually. It's because I've been touring and travelling with Feder and other artists and just doing big stages. I think it's very easy. I mean, if you're on a stage where the crowd is 30,000, if you just go make some noise, if 7,000 make noise, it's going to sound good. When you can't say hands in the air when you're DJing, or you've got to change it a little bit. It makes it more interesting when you're in a club with 250, because people are actually paying attention to everything that you say, and you're not going to go, "Huh, I did hear somebody say last night, get your hands in the air," and I was like, there's 70 people here, bro. There's 70 people here. What do you mean, get your hands in the air? You know, you have to change you have to adapt to your surroundings. So I hope the club thing comes back, because it's more intimate, but it's good. But yeah, as I said, it's a different genre of music for me. I'm taking it all in, because what's happening here in the Netherlands, these Dutch artists they're superstars now. And it's not only with the little kids that are just, 11, 12 years old on Spotify. There's adults that are singing the songs. I think Phonex Radio has had a big part to play in that, because before, I think there was only Juice FM that used to play an urban kind of radio show, R&B from A to Z or something. It used to be with DJ Jeff. And now with Phonex being on the radio all the time, this music is being pushed, which has put it out there more. So there's a lot of urban clubs here in Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Eindhoven, the major cities. The urban scene is massive right now, thanks to Phonex. But if you wanna be an MC, just be yourself. Shut up. Don't talk all the time. And as I said, it's shit money. You won't get the recognition you deserve all the time. I work at a lot of gigs and I'm not even on the flyer. Or you'll see that the MC is in small print. And I've been trying to do this for 12, 13, 14 years here in the Netherlands, and working all over the world, still small print on the flyers. It's like a taboo thing, So just be prepared to not get the recognition you deserve, and just enjoy it and be original. Not repetitive. You've got to have some kind of flavour, some kind of style, because you're out there, I think if you hear music, or you hear another MC, and you want to do it, then don't be afraid to speak to a club owner or speak to an agency and ask if you can just go to the club first and just do the warm-up set. That's where I learnt my trade. You should be, if you're a little bit embarrassed, practice in your room or whatever, or practice on live sets. Learn how to read the drop or feel the drop. So when you learn the music, and then it comes automatic. You'll know what to say, and it fits in time. But so don't be afraid. If you want to MC, you've got to start somewhere. I would say, be in contact with an agency. Practice at home of when the breaks are coming, try and come up with creative things where are going to fit in a 2 or 3 second gap that are going to land on the drop, and speak to a DJ. Maybe a DJ will take you with him to these small gigs, But you can't just think of the big thing first. It took me 3, 4, 5, 6 years to get to good gigs. And even in the Netherlands, I had to MC in Eindhoven, very small dorpjes, as you call that in Dutch, very small villages, and learn my trade. So to get into it, it's going to be hard, but, there's nothing wrong with starting small, and learning the trades. Learn the trades, and then when you get to the big stage, you're a well-polished final product.